Some of you guys were like, "Hey man, you're talking. You don't you're hearing shit." Hello everyone, welcome in. My name's Kai Zammit. I'm a director, cinematographer and writer based in the south of the UK. And today in this video, we're going to be looking at the Halo Reach live action trailer, so a commercial for it, and it's called Deliver Hope, the extended version. And apparently you guys were telling me in the comment section on the Halo Reach video that I've just done, this tells us how, I think, Kat loses her arm, apparently, and how Noble 6's position becomes available. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about this one. So yeah, let's go, shall we? Play the tape. Good old-fashioned Peggy 16. Oh, it's Kat. Oh, she got her arm. Oh yeah, of course. We find out, don't we, hopefully. That piano. Is that George? Oh mate, this looks fucking well good, doesn't it, this? Mate, this looks incredible. Sniper. She's got one mission, she knows exactly where she's going. Is that how she lost her arm? Was it because of that? Oh, we actually see a bit of the actress's face. Oh yeah, look, is that how her arm got blown up? Is that that's not Noble 6. What the? Oh, that is Noble 6, but not our Noble 6, of course. Is this the same thing as George? Dude, look at that. So does he jump in with it? Oh no, he loves it. Oh, but it doesn't make it out. Dude, that music is, and the vocals of that song is making my bloody eyes water. Jesus, that was intense, wasn't it? Wow, let's break this one down, shall we? That was beautiful, and yeah, cool. That's proper. Not left me speechless, but it's almost left me speechless. Jesus. Right, so let's break this one down, shall we? I absolutely loved this commercial. I thought it was really powerful, and as I said, it kind of left me quite emotional at the end, and I think that's because of the music and just I've actually got a connection with these characters now. Some of you guys were saying, "Oh, you should definitely have seen this before you played the game," but I'm glad I didn't because I don't think I'd have had that connection with like Kat. I had a real connection with Kat's character in this because I know who she is. Sometimes it's nice to have this as prequel stuff because you have more. It has more meaning to you as a viewer. So, yeah, let's go, shall we? Right, straight away, we're starting up with the severe close-up, okay? And I always say to you guys in multiple of these breakdowns, how you show connection with a character is here. You could have crazy body movement, right? Or the littlest of eye movement. And it's the littlest one that will show you more detail of how someone feels. And the problem is that this character is wearing a helmet. Well, how can I possibly get connected with her? This is why that latest actor that was talking about, oh, you can't connect with a character that wears the Halo that plays Master Cheeks. Says, you know, if you wear a helmet, you have to take the helmet off, otherwise your audience can't connect. That is true to a certain degree, but I'm connected with her because I can hear her breath. Her breath is telling me everything I need to know. And I know exactly what she's looking at. She's looking at that. Great, we start out close and then we're coming back. You don't need an establishing shot yet. We're sometimes with these commercials or films, whatever, some people say, oh, you've got to start with a wide on a commercial. No, you don't. you can start in close and work your way backwards, which is what they've done. By having it like the way they've done, I'm more connected to the character because all I'm hearing is the plucks of the piano. Piano is the best way to get an emotional connection with your audience. It's great for heartstrings. And listen to the breath. Then we get the plasma. Then we realize where we are. Okay, we're at war. She's carrying a bomb. And again, we've got what I really liked about this one is she looks at what she was originally looking at. Okay, so you see it from the other side of the lens. And then the camera does a nice, really quick tilt down. We understand what's going on. What I find really interesting, I've covered the Halo ODST ad today, the live action one, and it was so intense because of the camera shake, and I loved it. It was beautiful. It felt so real. This one does have more of a space opera feel, and I'm going to explain why. Look at the color palette. Look at them looking up. The camera is down below. This looks very cinematic, and it matches the lighting in the game very well, doesn't it? And the reason why this looks very cinematic is look at the backlighting. Our subjects are backlit, which means these are very silhouetted, and backlighting is very cinematic. They'd have had a little bit of a light over here to give me a bit of a pick-me-up, but you can see this is mainly backlit. And here we go. Here's our establishing shot. So we've had all this action going on already. We know shit's hit the fan. Look at this. Here's this beautiful, it's not beautiful, it is beautiful for us. And when it comes to storytelling, but this is hell on earth, isn't it, for them? Look at that. Again, look, even though it's a vista shot, should we say, look where the lighting is. Oh yeah, it's backlit, isn't it? That's what I mean, guys. Once you start noticing lighting, and if you're doing drawings or you're doing photography or you're a filmmaker, a budding filmmaker, you're doing ads, whatever it is that you're doing for a client, try and backlight some of your shots. Just start it out, backlight it, or do it at a 45-degree angle, and then go from there. Just try it out. Look at it. It's stunning, isn't it? And look where we're looking. We've got all this, but we're looking up here. And the reason why we're looking up here, and they want you to look up here, this is the brightest and whitest light on scene. Normally with clouds or skies, you can get away with not looking, but they want you to look up here because they want you to look at this glassing or whatever is shooting down at the planet. Oh, which is Reach. Look at this. Okay, so how do they make it look more intense? Okay, so another thing that they didn't do in this one, the reason why this one feels more like a space opera is because it has how can I describe it? The camera's not shaky enough. It doesn't follow that Hollywood action sequence, which is great, but it's more of a stabilized look. You see what I mean with it? Let's go back 5. See, like she's running, that would normally be absolutely going bananas, that camera on its tracking. And the reason being is it would emphasize the motion of the action, a bit like what Halo ODST did. And it did it beautifully. And I felt that was so intense. It was fitting for the characters that it is. This is more of a space opera, and I don't mind. I'm glad I can see it all. And the thing is, if it was so shaky, you wouldn't be able to see what the hell's going on. Look at this. And it's funny, isn't it? They use a lot of foreground elements, so you get so they filled their shots up here. Oh, so much to talk about here. This is insane. So look, we've got our shots fulfilled, and the reason I'm going to talk about speed motion here. So here we go. So she's running. To emphasize the speed that she is running, they use elements like this to whip across the screen. And the reason is because you've got she's a mayground, and you've got a background. And they would have done it it doesn't look like they've done it on a telephoto lens, because otherwise if you did, it'd be very shaky. But they use these frontal elements, the foreground, to emphasize speed. You ever seen like a car whipping down in action scenes, whipping down the highway, whatever it may be, and then you have like trees and pillars and things in front of it, and they use that, and they add that to emphasize the speed. Another way is, as I said, a telephoto lens, but it would be really shaky on something like this. And the reason being is it compresses background. See, look, foreground elements. See, look, here we go. This wouldn't look as good if this foreground element wasn't here. So we've got a foreground, mayground, leading us. Look at this beautiful reveal with George. Oh, it's so bloody cool to see him in the live action. I know it's just for a few frames. Oh, it's awesome. That's me. I wouldn't have got this. I'd been like, oh, cool, it's a Spartan. but the fact I know who he is and what he sacrificed, and and that sacrifice that he did was what in vain because all those ships showed up. Some of you guys were like, "Hey man, you're talking, you don't you're hearing shit." Actually, I am hearing it. I'm telling you about character development or whatever it is I'm talking about is important to become a better filmmaker, storyteller, what the hell it's going to be. I remember I get to play this stuff afterwards or rewatch it. I understand what's going on. Maybe not to the extent of the lore, but I do. It's nice quick cuts. Now it's a bit shaky because it's her view. But the first one earlier when she was looking down at the bomb, it wasn't because they want you as an audience to understand what the hell is actually going on. If it was shaky, you couldn't tell that she was holding a bomb. Oh, just to remind you that she's holding a bomb, we've got a quick cut. It's really dark in these bits, isn't it? It's really silhouetted in this stuff. I don't know if this is because it's the extended version. This doesn't look like it's someone it's not like the Xbox one or their channel. This is someone else's video. I don't know if they've fannied about with this. But look at this, for example. To emphasize her speed and how fast that she is compared to a human, they have a foreground element being slower than she is. Clever, isn't it? But normally that would be really shaky. But I can see what's going on. All these quick cuts. So, I mean, it's hard to make out what's going on because it's all very silhouetted, which makes it look more cinematic. I'll be honest with you, I think this looks more expensive than the TV show. And that TV show had like, was it 10 million an episode or something like that? Or did I make that up? This is great. It's very bizarre though. I can understand why they did it like this. So basically this is off its axis. But, because this is technically what you'd call a Dutch angle. But I don't understand. I don't think you needed it. If they were going to do that, they should have actually kept the gun like here. So the camera's there and the gun's there and it's like, boop, 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 boop. I think that would have been a lot better because technically that's kind of what you see in game, just to give you that little bit of a gameplay feel to it. Rather than a Dutch angle, which, it's kind of like flipped on its side. I didn't quite get that. I understand it's meant to be body camera footage, but would body camera footage still be like that? That's really nice. I really like this because you are seeing, I assume this is it Jun? Jun? Oh yeah, fucking idiot. It's up there, isn't it? I love the fact that you're seeing these little planted seeds of our noble team. It's great, isn't it? Look at this. Mate, could you imagine being on set for this? How much fun it would have been. Again, look, here we are. We're back to this character. And by I keep going in really close to our character, even though she's wearing a helmet, there's a payoff in a little bit. But we really understand that it's from her perspective. If they only had it at the once at the beginning, you could probably switch away now to another character. This was just an intro feed character to get us into the story. Where this, because they keep doing it, we know we're sticking with the character. And we start to build an instant connection with her. And that's how you do it. You have an instant connection with your characters because you keep returning to said character. Nice. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And I'm guessing this is how she loses her arm, right? Let me go back far and go into it. Love the way that looks. What I love about it as well is they show how badass she is because she didn't scream or anything, did she? You just keep hearing the breath of the character because they want you to realize how epic this character is. Look at that on the camera placement. That is the way that was framed was stunning. Let me go back far and go into it. So she lands. I just love this. Normally you'd be in the center. You normally have your characters bang in the center, and then it's like when it comes to framing, and so you really understand that's what you're looking at. But by having it over here, having it slightly off, I don't know, I just feel like it leads the story a bit better, and it just shows the carnage. That's a really interesting choice. Here we go. So here's the payoff. This is the payoff because we keep having those close-ups of the helmet. And so now when we get to see her, this is awesome for me because I've seen Kat's face in the game and it's like, oh my God, that's got a little actress. It's awesome. This is beautiful. Look the way this is lit. Look, you've got a key light down here. It's wrapped around her. It's so believable, isn't it, this bit? Go back far and go into it. So that hit the floor, and obviously that fucked her arm up. I'm assuming that is how she lost it. Okay, so we've got a dolly shot going into the device now. If a dolly shot happens, so a dolly shot means going forward or backwards in that trajectory. Normally you do it on important scenes, so if it's dialogue or it's something important to the story. In this case, I'm dollying backwards now. We understand that this thing is still going off. We understand that it is important. Because you have to, with commercials and things, you kind of have to make it visually important. Imagine you can't hear. You have to understand the story. So a lot of the clients I say, look, we have to understand the story even without being able to hear it as well. I understand that, oh shit, this is important. And then because the camera was dollying forwards, we're now tracking up now. Technically, the shot would be a pedestal shot, but it's vertically going up. Love that. Right, okay. Did you notice that we had a fade to black then? Let me go back into it. So look, we've featured on her arm. We've pulled out from her arm, not her center chest or anything like that, or her face. Normally, you would show the face. You'd pull from the head because that's the most important part. Because that's how we're connecting with our character. They didn't with this. They did it on the arm. The reason they did it on the arm is because it plays a major role in the game. I love it when games and cinematography, games and content and medium all intermingles together. They cross universes. It's so powerful in storytelling or the overall arc of what you're trying to deliver of your campaign, which is your franchise, your product. Okay, so this fade to black is very important. One, it looks like she's passed out, but it's not for that reason. This is us letting go and being reintroduced by a new character. How many fucking frames is this? Like, and here we are. Okay, so we've got a dirty framing. Okay, dirty framing, guys, if you didn't know. So imagine Noble 6 here wasn't here. It would be just her on the floor. That would be a clean frame, yeah? So you see my little hand icon here, clean. Because someone is here or a subject or something is here, blocking our frame, lean us over here. So this is what you call dirty framing, which is perfect because she's looking and then it cuts back. What I love about it is he's standing there. Theoretically, you would probably just pick it up and run off. By having that moment, it's like a connection between the two. He's like, shit, she's down. And then she's like, she's looking at the bomb. I understand what I've got to do. And this is her moment of get the job done. Look at this. I understand all this because of the emotion that I feel from this shot. Do you remember what I said about the closeness of the eyes? I can feel everything that she feels because of this. This lovely little catchment in her eye. They want you to look at her eye. So what do? They put a light in it. Again, brightest, whitest light on shot, isn't it? And it just flows beautifully into this. I just feel, and the way they do this, the way she's looking up at him, the way this jetpack comes out, I think I watched it again after I did my initial reaction. And I think the second time I got emotional at this bit because it's so powerful. The music, the ensemble comes together, just the voices of the song. Look, my eyes are going now. It's so beautiful. It's so powerful. And you know you're not going to see him again. And we're following the thread of storytelling. We are off. We've left our character behind. You saw her on the floor. So this is the thread of storytelling. We've left our previous character and we're now with Noble 6. And look what they do. After we understand where he's going as an audience, where does the camera go, guys? It goes back to here. We have switched characters and we are now with Noble 6 and his moment in the sun. But look at where we're framed on the eyes. What I love about this is almost foreshadowing, isn't it? Don't you think? As in, foreshadowing means a story hint or something that's been planted for a later delivery. And this is him going into the light. And it's a bit like when you supposedly pass away, isn't it? You walk towards the light, and he's going into the light with the choir coming in as well, or the hymn, the vocals coming in. It just gives that beautifulness, doesn't it? Of he's going to heaven. That's it. They're foreshadowing. They're planting the seed that he's not coming back from this, and he doesn't, or she doesn't. It's funny because when you watch this, after now I've played the game, when I see this, I feel angry. Do you know what I mean? Like what they did to Reach, those fucking the Covenant. How dare they? But I feel that because I've watched it. I understand these characters. So whoever said I should have watched this first, I'd like to disagree and say you are wrong. I am glad I watched this afterwards. Look at this. I just love it. He's taking it in, and it allows us as an audience member to go, "Oh my god, we're done. We are snookered." Here we go. Here's a dolly shot. Why is this important? Because the camera's coming forward. We're going into his face. He understands, and it tells us visually what must be done. And look, the music cuts out. Okay, I'm going to go back 5. I'm going to go into it. The music cuts out. We hear nothing but the bomb. And then it comes back in. That little breather it makes it way more important. I find it bizarre because you think when you watch that he would get out, or she would get out. They leave it very open ended. I feel with this commercial, and I think that's the best way to show it. And then in the game you say, "Oh, they didn't make it." Remember Reach. Just goes to show you on the grander scale of things what the hell is going on. It's beautifully done. Halo Reach. Mate, 360, back in the days, dude, seriously, Xbox had it going on, didn't they, with this franchise? It's just, yeah, it's fantastic. And yeah, I really, to me, this is one of I've just got to go back. I want to watch that bit again. Where is it? More about Noble 6, really. I want that time with him. Yes, because look, we're starting from the bottom. So at first I thought he took his helmet off. And I noticed that in the game, they always took their helmets off to see with their own eyes. It's someone person said it in the comment section to me, and it opened my eyes. They take their helmet off to see death with their own eyes, and I thought that's such a beautiful thing. Whoever said that, thank you, because I thought that was incredible. So the camera is, orbiting the subject. This makes it look more epic, and they do it on the telephoto lens, so it compresses the background, so it makes it look more dramatic. Again, what he's looking at. And again, the importance of this dolly shot. But look at the light in here, guys. Why does this look cinematic? Because he's backlit. And they've got like a key, and they've got like a pickup light here to bump him up or her up so you can see the helmet and everything like that. But yeah, look at this. Look at the way it's framed. Like a piece of art, isn't it? Look at that, center framed. And the way the bomb comes just right across our eye level, and we get to see him or her running away. And again, what I love about that is the way the camera movement's going. Camera is moving backwards. Camera's moving backwards. Camera is moving backwards. It's all about the flow of storytelling. Your camera is there to tell you things and to deliver information that you might not feel. If that was just static shot, it wouldn't have felt as good. Remember, movement is cinema. That's what cinema means. It means movement. So that's why try to get your cameras always moving, but only do it if the story requires it. And in this case, that story required it, because it then leads us out beautifully, doesn't it? Fade out, a nice little cross transition, a little crossfade there again, as we're working our way backwards to remember Reach. Lovely. And I understand from this that this is science fiction. If it was just kept within the world that it was, which is Reach, you'd probably think this was Earth, or you'd probably think that it wasn't a science fiction, even though we've got loads of spacesuits. But it really delivers that this is a big space opera. And the fact that you've got like an opera singer, choir, whatever it is going off, gives you that, the quality levels and that ensemble and everything about it. It gives you that space opera feel. Where the ODST one had a very realistic, I felt like I was watching an army thing. And yeah, you guys should check that one out because that will be coming very, very soon. And there you have it. That was my reaction and breakdown of the Deliver Hope commercial. Absolutely loved it, as I thought I would do. And I'm really glad that I broke it down because I feel like I've learned a ton from it and just, again, becoming a better storyteller. So thank you so much for being here. Please give the video a like as it really does help out the channel and the video itself. And I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.
Out of time!